is a wonderful thing. Ship it,
Alright.
send it. What are we doing today,
Oh,
Brain? Oh, I will, through the magic of television.
Woo!
Yeah, looks
We're
good.
going to do Kubernetes with Prometheus and Grafana on
Nice.
EKS because they're better together. That's what it's saying anyway.
Yep.
So we've been doing a little bit of Kubernetes stuff, a little bit of Prometheus stuff, a little bit of Grafana stuff. So figured we would walk through a tutorial as we've done before that says it does all of these things. Full disclosure, I have not done any of this, so if it goes well, it's like you're watching it live. If it goes into troubleshooting, you're still watching it live. So
Yeah.
I am not going to read the whole thing unless you think that's an appropriate thing to do. Let you guys read it. I'm just going to go through the commands because that's usually what I do.
And if you're new here and you like this kind of content, while you're liking and subscribing to our channel, then we would like you to click on the link in the description below so you can follow along.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. I can read it if you want to.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you're going to be talking a lot. So in 2012, the SoundCloud engineers realized they had a problem. Their existing monitoring solutions were insufficient for their needs. Development teams need real-time, actionable monitoring data to improve Kubernetes deployment uptime, enhance system performance, and boost resource optimization. In other words, they need a solution to handle the complexity and distributed nature of their cloud applications while providing operational simplicity, scalability, and integration with a powerful query language. They began developing Prometheus to meet these criteria. After developing Prometheus, they tackled another problem, visualization. They needed a system that would help visualize what their monitoring data was telling them, and that is when they thought of combining the attributes of Prometheus and Grafana, another open source program which had been developed by Torkel Odegaard. Prometheus and Grafana were both built for time series data. However, whereas Prometheus excelled in metric data collection, Grafana championed metric visualizations. While Prometheus pulled the data from the metrics, Grafana could provide their visualization, which is the entire point. And I'm here from the future as a developing SRE to tell you that this is the industry standard.
Yeah, 100%.
The Prometheus-Grafana combination was a successful proof of concept. The engineers could better understand whether an error or an anomaly had occurred. Even better, Prometheus and Grafana were open source monitoring tools, which meant that their dashboards and alerts would run free of charge on Amazon ECS and Amazon EKS and Kubernetes. At N Clouds, they use where this link is from, the Prometheus-Grafana combination to set up. They use the Prometheus-Grafana combination to set up monitoring visualization tools for a variety of open source clients.
Okay, I'm glad we read that. That was worthwhile.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
All right, so I'm gonna start doing the start this part. So prerequisites, AWS command line and setup. Obviously, there were previous videos for that. We have to have EKS CTL installed, which I think I do. I'll check when we do that. Kubectl or kubectl, which I'm pretty sure I have installed as well. Helm and the EKS cluster on which the application is deployed, but I think the instructions tell you to make your own cluster right here. So
okay. I
am just going to take this one, and it's an old version, and actually this might be the issue I had with the quick start with the version. This is a fairly old version, but I'm just going to go as what they have here. So if I have EKS cluster or EKS CTL installed, this should work.
Yep. Deploying stack.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting about EKS CTL is it's just a CloudFormation wrapper. If I go to CloudFormation, let's see. Oh, that's my old one. What region am I in? Actually? Is this today? This is today. Already rolled back. See, didn't like any of it.
Delete failed. What?
Yeah, let me get rid of this. So let me delete these. Yeah. You might have to cut this out or leave it. I don't really care.
Yeah, well, that's I'll do whatever in post. I will remember things.
Yeah. I think this might be maximum number of VPCs. You see that?
Yep.
Maximum number of VPCs in the region am I in?
Your Oregon, USC. No, West, US West too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna delete this anyway. But my point was it creates a CloudFormation stack, and I saw this at the same time as saw this, so you could get the information here. So it'll be the same thing. Gives me error, so I need to go to the VPC. And probably from my tutorials and stuff, I've got 5 VPCs. If I wanted more VPCs,
wow. Oh, so you're okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, if I wanted more VPCs, I could make a ticket.
All right. And we won't notice any difference in my camera quality at all at this point.
We're recording now.
We are recording now. There will be.
So everything is going perfectly as it always does.
Yes, because we're the Cloud Brothers. We are professionals.
So we ran this command and it actually failed once, and we got through the VPC thing, and I think that's where we have a weird cut to say and so then this gave me an error, which we fixed the VPC stuff, and then I ran the command again, and then I went through here, and then it goes through, and then while we were fixing other things, this was continuing, and this actually doesn't give any error like the other one does, which kind of sucks. But I go into the CloudFormation stack and then look at the error, and the first error that seems to be failing is that the T2 small is not a.
Oh, it's not supported in your region?
No, in the availability zone.
Oh,
not the region, availability zone. But if I go and just go, keep that open and go to EC2, and I could probably find this by searching for supported instances and stuff like that. But actually, it's not what I want to do. I wanted to launch an instance. And I'm not actually going to launch it. I'm just looking for the instant type. And I do have T2 micro, but I guess it's just not compatible with the cluster or something. But I am going to go with like a T2 large because that's probably supported.
Okay.
And we'll find out. And so I'm just going to go up and just change this to T2 large. And so we might, if there's a feedback thing on this tutorial, we'll probably put that in. But now, okay, that stack already exists. That's fine. It's failed. I guess it can't. Oh, that's the node group one that it also tried to create as a sub stack or nested stack, I think they call it. Did it delete? Yes, it did. Okay, good. And delete stack. Initiated. It should not take long because there's nothing really. No.
Delete complete. Or that might have been the last one. Oh, yeah, it might be.
No, it started to make some stuff before it figured out that the EC2 failed.
Yep.
The easiest way to do this, if I was in a super big rush, is just change the cluster name, which I may do. Just get this going because I don't want to wait for this and then wait for the other one. So
Yeah, fair enough.
Command.
So, and what are we do? We're just making, we're making a cluster so we have something to track with metrics.
We're making, yes, that's correct. We're making EKS cluster to install Prometheus and Grafana. So I'll call it just because it's a different stack name, it will create. Yeah, it's going to take a while, I think. So I'm going to just do that. And I'll have another stack building. Rollback already. Oh, because I have 5 VPCs, so I'm in a loop here.
You have too many VPCs because they're creating the additional clusters.
Yeah, it makes a VPC as it. Yeah,
and then when you delete the cluster, it won't automatically delete the VPC.
Well, I think it's. I actually don't know. That's a good question.
So would it be considered not part of the stack, I suppose? Because it's not, the VPC is not in CloudFormation.
Yeah, it might be in the CloudFormation stack when you run the EKS thing. So, oh, it did delete the one. See, look.
Oh, it did. Okay.
I only deleted one.
So the answer to that question is yes.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess. That it will.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now we're in a big loop here.
Okay. Change the name of the cluster. That's your best bet, unless he successfully deleted it.
Yeah. Shouldn't actually. This one shouldn't take long because it didn't really do anything. But anyway, I'm going to change it back to the original one.
All right.
That one. So it's Grafana. Oops, I can't see that because it's my. I'll move that up to the top. Yeah, in Grafana, and you see what it does. It's EKS key to go. It concatenates the two together. I'm going to leave it at the 121 version because I don't know what other dependencies in the rest of it are.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll follow the tutorials.
There we go. So this
building cluster, stack, EKS cluster, Grafana.
T2 large. I haven't done that. I probably should have researched it, but I'm pretty sure T2 large should work in this availability zone.
All right, we have hardly been waiting any time at all, and
probably your clock in somewhere
through the magic of television.
And I said clock. I said clock.
What's a clock?
Yeah, what's a clock? What the clock?
What the clock? That sounds rude.
It does sound rude. So this says it's complete up here in the CloudFormation stack, but
so what's happening in your terminal?
EKS CTL has not caught up yet, and I think that's just an EKS CTL thing. So if I was not looking at this and I was just looking at this, I would still be waiting. There we go. Looks like it's finishing.
Oh, okay, that's great. That only took like 10 seconds of wait time total.
Actually, it was like
just kidding. Yeah, you can actually see the time from the timestamp. So last time you ran it
38.
was 38 minutes. And what time are we at now?
No, 12:38, and it's 12:51 for me.
Yeah, I said 38 minutes and 51, so it's like 14 minutes about. Maybe
Did it start
15
another
minutes.
stack? I wonder if it started another stack.
Yeah, it says deploying stack at 12:51:13. Deploying another node.
Oh yeah, okay. So it created another. So this one finished. It's doing this one. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I didn't read it.
Oh, so it did the cluster first, and now it's doing the node group.
Yeah, correct.
Cool.
This looks like it's gonna finish this time. I don't know how long this one takes. It said 30 minutes. How long was this? It says 30 minutes in the tutorial. 12:38, 12:52.
Oh, like total of wait time for all this stuff to complete? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says here. May take up to 30 minutes to spin up all your resources. What we forgot to say is there's costs to this. If you follow along and do this, make sure that you tear down the resources at the end. We are not responsible for any cost incurred.
Yeah, we are not responsible for any costs incurred.
Tear down your things. We say it every
Follow
video.
all of the instructions in the tutorial, up to and including the very important teardown, so you
Tear
don't
down.
cost yourselves money
Yeah.
or too
Exactly.
much. There should be a small cost to this tutorial if you don't do the teardown. The lesson learned. You mentioned that running the IonQ quantum computing tutorial, we didn't
Yeah.
shut it down for a couple of days, and that ramped up to $30 or $45, something really fast.
Yeah.
And I've seen in other tutorials
Nice.
that we didn't do for the same thing that somebody left it on for like a couple of weeks or a month,
Oh
and
Jesus.
there was hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So do your
Okay.
teardowns.
Yeah. Do your tear down. You don't want AWS bill surprise. I think there's a real name for that somewhere.
Yeah,
Bill shock.
yeah,
AWS.
and I think in cases like that, when you AWS is pretty good about things like that. So if it's your
They
first
give you
time,
one.
they'll,
They
they'll
give you one.
yeah, they'll
Yeah.
give you one, and then you really have to watch your resources, and they'll, you know, and usually they can see you didn't do anything with it, right? They can look at
Yeah. Oh
your
yeah.
cloud
They
file.
absolutely can see that. Oh, there was no traffic to this. There was no login
Yeah.
to this. There was no anything. That's like, yeah, they didn't use this. They just made it.
Yeah, but if you do it twice, the second time you'll have to
Yeah.
pay.
Second time it's on you. Usually, that's not a.
It's yeah, we do, and having said that, we don't speak for AWS. It's just what we've noticed.
Well,
Oh,
there we
create
go.
complete. Oh, very nice.
For the node group. Now, does it make another one?
Well, we're gonna see. I'm waiting with bated breath.
We're close to the 30 minutes, I think. Slight delay. I think there's like a minute check on this one. What I'm sort of noticing is there's like it checks a status every minute or so.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Ooh, look at that. Okay, what does this say? EKS cluster for Grafana has been created. Node group has one node. Internal is ready, waiting for at least one node to become ready in node group. Node group has one node. This is all good.
kubectl command should work with the that.
Oh, let's see if this actually works. Pretty sure I have this installed. If we have one node, we should get one node. And we do. Nice.
Sweet.
We have a cluster running. Excellent.
Great job, Mugford.
Job, Mugford. Thanks, Mugford.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Doctor.
actually, just doctor. So actually, I just did what we had here. I've skipped ahead because I guess I knew that already.
Previously existing knowledge.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna copy pasta here of create a namespace. So we do create a namespace.
Okay.
Okay.
Kubectl create namespace testing. So you've created the namespace testing. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it says. So I'm gonna open this in a new tab.
So you need to download that as a YAML file.
Well, I'm gonna do it a little differently
Oh, okay.
because
Or using Vim.
yeah, I'm gonna use Vim.
Oh, okay.
And what was the file name? So Vim demo Grafana test.yaml. Insert. I don't really should look at what's in there.
So for those of you not familiar with Vim, the text editor that's in the terminal, what Scott just did is copy and pasted into Vim, and then when he pasted it, he did :right quit, and now there's a YAML file.
Yeah. So instead of downloading the file,
yeah, so it doesn't have to go to his computer because this is just a temporary thing anyway.
Yeah.
Or downloading to a folder on the
Actually,
computer.
since I haven't made any changes, I can just quit.
Yeah, :quit. Learn Vim if you haven't learned Vim.
You should put the Vim demo in the link too.
Yeah, I'll put. That's a good idea. I'll put the Vim demo in the link. I have it bookmarked, so that's no problem. I already have it.
All right, so that's good. So I'm going to run this command, which is kubectl apply, and then the file that we just created. Is it a manifest? I think it's a manifest. Pretty sure it's a manifest. Yep, nice. This is good. Das ist
Alrighty.
guten.
Das ist guten. Guten Tag. Dog.
So get all. So this is get all in the namespace.
Get all
so
nodes.
I have a pod and a couple of services, or a deployment and a service. Oh yeah, this is a deployment. Pretty sure it's a manifest. And then get all and -n is namespace, and it's the name.
Oh, it said nodes, but I meant okay, namespaces.
N is namespace.
Okay.
And then you have that, but my screen is a little short, so it's not showing up greatly. But everything is in there. I have a load balancer. I have everything. Everything that all looks good.
Desired is 1, current is 1, ready is 1, age is 38 seconds for your replica set.
Okay, so now
same for deployment, same on AWS.
Okay, so now we need to install Kubernetes metric server and aggregate resources. Uses data in your cluster and is not deployed by default in Amazon EKS cluster.
So you have to use Kubectl.
So this is the same thing, but instead of downloading a file, it's going to GitHub.
Oh, it's just linking
metric server directly from GitHub. So that's a very useful way to do things. It doesn't have to be from a local file. It can be from GitHub or GitLab or other version control websites. I don't really know any other than GitLab and Bitbucket. Anyway, so I run that command, and it's gonna do some stuff. And there's all my metrics servers, which is nice, all good.
Nice.
I'm gonna look at the documentation for that. That's there. Other than that one thing with the resources, this tutorial is pretty good actually.
Yeah, it's going well so far.
And then create namespace Prometheus. So it's creating the Prometheus namespace because it's in the words. And then kubectl Grafana, also same deal. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I have Helm in, and so I have to add the Prometheus community repo into Helm. I think I may have done this before.
Yeah, we did Helm on your computer some time ago.
We'll find out that maybe it needs to be updated or something. Repo add requires 2 arguments. What's the problem here? Okay, I am gonna cheat a little bit here. Okay, so Vim pasting the thing to open up a new file called Grafana YAML. Vim has something called insert mode. I'm gonna open this file in a new tab, which is gonna take me to something where I look at the raw content. And then this is deployment. I think this is deployment.
Looks like it.
It's a manifest. We're running Helm. We're running Helm, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think so.
So it's a manifest. It's 100% a manifest. So go back to Vim. Insert mode.
Press I.
Press I. Because of the terminal that I'm using, I can just paste in. Use iTerm. Some terminals you can't paste into.
Yeah.
Paste way.
The regular terminal doesn't do it for me very well.
Yeah. And then so Grafana, it's a service. Port 3000 is going to be open. Target port HTTP Grafana. Going to make a load balancer. So you get everything in here.
I think so. I was kind of watching for it. Do you want to scroll wheel to move? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like I
It's
got
an
it here.
iTerm thing.
Yeah.
Yep, and
Okay,
then
so I
it's
hit escape.
colon right quit. Escape right quit. Right? Or escape
Escape full
WQ,
colon.
enter.
Yes, escape full colon.
Yeah.
Right and then quit. Yeah, right and then quit. That's correct. And then I don't need this because I have that content already. Oh no, this isn't. This is a.
This is
deployment.
kubectl, it's fine.
So it's a deployment, not a manifest. Then cube to do the deployment. That's that.
Deployment created. Yeah, so there you go. That answers your question if there was any doubt in your mind.
Okay. So I think this was in the instructions before, but port forwarding. Oh,
it's to forward your Prometheus to your deployment that you made.
Yeah, I think this is a trick where you can go to localhost and see your Prometheus on your localhost, I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like because it's 9090 to 9090.
Yeah, so I think that's local and remote. So let's find out.
Yep.
I've done that, forwarding that to that.
Fascinating. After port forwarding, you'll get the Prometheus UI.
So this doesn't go out. This doesn't go out, right? I should be able to just go to localhost 9090 here.
And you should see UI, right?
Should see Prometheus, yeah. There we go.
Nice. What's the next part of the tutorial?
Yeah, that's the next part of the tutorial. That's a good question.
So you see
any of your metrics in the bar.
Then you can search for any metrics. So does it tell you to search whatever metrics you want?
Let's do container memory usage. That's what it's talking about.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yep, that sounds good.
So container memory usage bytes. Sure. What the heck? And then execute.
Okay, so the
stuff in our cluster and the node group and the instance type and stuff, whole bunch of stuff. It's cool. Nice. So that's good, and that looks very similar.
That's working.
To what we were doing.
And then for Grafana, make a Kubectl to port forward to 3000.
For Grafana,
local host or remote.
I think I need to open up another tab here because if I Control C this, the thing's not going to work locally.
Yeah, so you need a new terminal or a new tab
in your terminal. New tab here. So shall new tab just for spaces.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then that one to 3000. It's good. And then
so now you can localhost to 3000 the same way.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to tell you to do. I've done that before.
You see it's connected there, and I think it says admin.
It should be, yeah. That's what it normally is.
It's an admin.
If you've just made it, it should default to admin. It doesn't say it.
I think it's admin.
Or I didn't see it anyway. There you go.
Suggest a password, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to make a super simple, non-secure password, which nobody will know because it's a password. And then submit. And then I'm logged in. Or just ignore that stuff. That won't happen for you. Click on add your first data source. And then it'll be Prometheus. Select Prometheus, and then
okay, then it gives it your URL. You need an S, don't you?
I don't know. No security thing on there.
Okay, I'm just so used to seeing it.
There's no HTTPS.
Okay, all right, just curious. All right, go. Yeah, sorry.
No, there's no certificate on it. Good question. 9090, right?
Yep, 9090.
Yeah, and because I'm just just make sure it is localhost. Yeah, localhost 9090 is good.
Go to the tutorial. Just look at the tutorial for 1 sec. Okay, thanks. Just go back to your Grafana.
And it actually says server default, so I'll say browser because that's what's on here.
Yep.
And then basic auth, I think everything
Defaults
else
are on. The rest of it's just defaults.
So it's just defaults.
I think, unless there's something new.
There's some new stuff there, I think. That's good.
Oh, yeah, defaults is fine.
Save and test. Data source is working. Data source updated.
Now we need to add the dashboard by scrolling under dashboards, manage, import.
Okay. Let's just read the whole list.
Yep, you import the JSON file. There's options for your pre-built dashboards. Click on anything you'd like. Get this dashboard. Copy ID to clipboard. Paste the dashboard on it. Then click load access.
Okay, so we're gonna add a couple more steps here.
Yep, we're nearing the end of our journey here.
Yeah. Let's go to dashboards. There it is.
Yep,
Dashboard.
there you go. Yep. If you click on the dashboard, okay, it does. All right, cool.
Yeah, so this is
Problem
where it's
solved.
saying to go.
So now is it new dashboard?
It says import. No, it says import.
Oh, import. Okay.
We need to import and
So click on import, which will get you to this page.
Yeah, and then it says you get to that page. Yeah, you get to this page. Yeah, that's exactly what it says. Grafana offers pre-built dashboards you can explore in the post. Let's actually take a look at that because why not?
Is that
So there's a bunch of dashboards you can look at. We'll put actually the link's in the thing, so a bunch of different dashboards that you can just look at and explore. Go over that later.
So there's Kubernetes pods on. I saw there.
There's a bunch of them that are pre-built that may
So it's
not
telling
be
you to get this
visible.
dashboard. Oh, this
Yeah,
is,
we
for
think
example, we
it's
clicked on the dashboard.
633.
So copy that to the clipboard.
So get this. Just the 6663.
Yep.
Let me actually make sure this still exists, first of all.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, this looks good. There you go. Copy ID to clipboard. That's kind of handy.
Okay.
Do that.
All right.
And import over here.
So it's import via grafana.com, which I presume would be there.
Load and load. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And then
yeah, import. Oh, data source required.
Oh, I see. So you actually have to choose it, like get a drop down to choose it.
Right.
Okay,
And
and then
then-
you can see. And now we're doing metrics. Super cool.
Now we're doing metrics on our EKS cluster, which we didn't have an hour ago.
Yep.
Or-
And so showing you all the stuff, and then the interesting stuff about the visualization is the time thing. Like, see, we're upwards that we were looking at for work the other day, the last hour, and then you can go last 7 days. If you click on the left, Scott, what I was doing, I don't know if you see it. See where it says absolute time range?
Yeah.
If you click in those fields, you get these things. I haven't exactly figured out how to work in here, but you can get it closer, and then you have to click apply time range before you exit out of there. If you choose something in there and you're doing an absolute range, you have to click after you've clicked the calendar dates is what I'm talking about. But what you're doing is cool. If you hover over the last 30 minutes, it shows you where it's actually the date and time it's actually referencing.
Okay. So the other part about this thing too is you can, like, if you just want to look at this one, you just click that, and then it'll go through all of the lines. Back.
What's the monitor looking thing beside the 10 seconds? As far right as you can go.
Uh,
Cycle view mode. Oh.
Oh, this is
press
kiosk mode.
escape to kiosk mode. Okay, it's kiosk mode. And
No. It said escape.
yep.
Escape to exit kiosk mode.
So you're in kiosk mode here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
cool.
Kiosk mode just means it looks like it just doesn't show the top thing. So
Nice.
So if you had, and I've seen them in some places where they have something like this in a kiosk.
Yeah.
Where it's stuff like this.
But this tutorial is pretty good. We got here. You could do it. What would you need to change in the tutorial for it? What did you need to change? I mean, then.
The thing that I needed to change was all the way up here, the T2 small, and it might have just been
the availability zone.
Oh, actually, no. It says that it gave the region. Yeah, it was the availability zone.
Yeah,
thing was the first one. So I had to change that, and then the yeah, actually that was the I had to change that to the T2 large,
which was available.
All didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I have to change?
You had too many VPCs, but that was we do lots of tutorials and stuff, so it's just an old cluster that was sitting there.
Nothing to do with the tutorial.
Or old VPC, I mean, that was sitting there. Okay, so that's.
I think we did it. Yeah, I think we're good. And there's the funny thing, even though we said tear down all of your stuff,
follow the tutorial, do the teardown. It doesn't tell you to do that.
Doesn't tell you to do a teardown.
But do that. We'll make lots of notes in our documentation. But you're deleting the Grafana cluster, and
yeah. So if you delete this one, it will delete this one, and it will delete.
Oh, it will, eh? Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you don't want to cost yourself money, make sure you delete these.
Yeah, delete.
Yeah. So, sorry, you're keeping your VPC up, is what you meant, or?
I'm keeping the cluster up. I don't want to delete that yet.
Oh, so you're not deleting this at all? Okay.
So I want to experiment with this. I've been trying to get this exact thing going for a couple of weeks now.
Do as we say, not as we do. Right?
Yeah.
Do as we say, not as we do. Do your teardown, unless you want to play. If you have the money.
Yeah, I'm aware that it's going to cost me money.
Yep.
I've accepted that responsibility.
Yep, and it's entertainment because nerds. Okay. Nerds. Yeah, that's Prometheus and Grafana in a nutshell in the EKS cluster. So just
actually that's like a 4.5 out of 5 Cloud Brothers clouds.
Yeah, I would too. That's pretty good. I'm not.
Could have done this in less than an hour with some issues that we shouldn't have had without the issues. The troubleshooting.
OBS computer. Oh yeah, troubleshooting and stuff like that. Well, we did it for you, so you don't have to, and that's the point of this channel.
That's the value. That's our value add.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for watching the Cloud Brothers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the cloud. Ciao.